Hello friends, Heather here, and today I would like to share with you a vintage inspired angel Christmas ornament that I created using a digital collage sheet that I designed. This is a really easy ornament that will be super quick for you to put together, and you can put it on a gift for a friend, and then they can use it on their tree, or you can keep it for yourself, and hopefully it will become an heirloom ornament that you can pass on to like your children, and then they can have them and remember them when they're older. They can look back at it and go, oh, I can remember when my mom or my aunt or whomever made this ornament. So I have used some beads and some beading wire and some other embellishments here, which I'll show you real quick so you can gather your supplies. I just have these little golden seed beads. I'm going to be using some pink pearls, and I got these at Joann's or Michael's. I will also be using some pink micro gingham ribbon, some moss green leaves, some deep ivory 15 millimeter mulberry roses, and some aqua blue baker's twine that I got from Really Reasonable Ribbon. And if you order things from Bonnie, uh, she is really good about getting them packaged up and shipped out quick. And there is going to be a sale at Really Reasonable Ribbon after Thanksgiving. So there's going to be a Black Friday sale. So you'll want to check out the Really Reasonable blog, or you can check out my own blog too for a link to the Really Reasonable Ribbon blog to see what the promo codes are for the sale. This is the wire that I use, and it's very pliable. So it's a lightweight copper wire. And you just get this in the jewelry section at either Michael's, Joann's, or Hobby Lobby, etc. All right, I have also used my designer dries clear glue from Art Glitter with my ultra fine metal tip, which is great for doing all the detail work. So you're going to want to get some glue. And I'm also going to use number 196 Lion's Mane glitter. I'll be using number 208 Fauna, number 287 Arbor, number 162 Just Peachy, and number 160 Rose Gold. All right. You'll also need my digital collage sheet, which you can find in my Etsy store, and I will have a link below to that. You're going to need some Ranger's Vintage Photo Distress ink and a foam applicator. And you might need like a craft knife and some pop dots. Actually, I didn't use pop dots on this, but you will need some buttons as well. And then, like I said, you'll need my collage sheet. So on the collage sheet, you're going to have 4 angels that are facing to the left and 4 angels facing to the right. And then on the second page of the collage sheet set, there are going to be 4 of the outlines here, which is like the shadow layer. And there's going to be front pieces and back pieces. There is also going to be 2 of the peace and 2 of the joy words with the fronts and then the back pieces. And there's a couple different ways you can do the ornaments. You can, like I have here, I have used an angel on the front and the wording on the front, and then on the back I added another angel. So you could do this, glitter it, and make it just as pretty as the front, and then just add some embellishments here. And I might go back and just design a little text box that fits in here, and then you can throw a button and some flowers on it. So if I do that and you've already purchased the collage sheet, which actually I don't even have in my store yet, I will send you to that sheet, so don't worry. But another way is that you could just use the angel on the front, the word on the front, and then leave the backs plain with just the music paper showing, and then you could handwrite some journaling to the person that you're giving the ornament to, and it would make for a great heirloom piece for them to treasure and have on their tree. And each year they look at it and they could read what you wrote on it, and that would be really sweet. And you just use the archival ink pen. So if you want to do it that way, what I would suggest then is that you're going to want to print out your first page, just one sheet of those, and then the second page of the collage sheet set, you'll want to do 2 sets. And that way you can do a front piece and a back piece from the sheet, and then add one angel to one side. And when you're putting these together, you're going to want to make sure that you have the correct angel with the correct side. So you'll notice that one of the sides is a little bit more pointier than the other ones. So like this one's a little bit rounded and this one has more of a little point. So when you're looking at your angels, you'll notice that one's pointier. And so like this actually goes on this one here. It fits just a tad bit better for the outline. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and get your supplies, and I'm going to do the same, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, you're going to pair up your front and back pieces, and you're going to apply some glue, which I think you can see a little bit here that I have glue on here. And then you'll take your back piece and you're just going to set it on top and then align it. And you do have to work kind of fast with the art glitter glue because it dries pretty quick. And like I said, it's like once you get it together, it is together. Set it down on your craft mat and just give it a nice little smush. And you'll be good to go. And I'm going to do the same thing with my words. So this is a joy, just adding some glue. And then I'm going to put my piece together. Go. Turn it over, give it a little mush. All right. And actually I'm going to reline that up because I kind of goofed. But you see how it kind of takes your paper there. And I am just using some cardstock I got at Walmart. It's Hewlett Packard, so it's not all that expensive, like maybe $6 for a whole bunch of sheets. So I'm not even sure if I'm on camera. Here we go. All right, and then again, give it a little smush. All right, and now we're going to go ahead. I went ahead and already did these, but you're going to get your Ranger's Vintage Photo Distress Ink out and your applicator. And you're just going to go around your edges and ink them. So, and it's actually easier to ink, I think, once you have your pieces together. And it just doesn't seem like you're doing as much work when they're already together. I'm not sure why that is, but otherwise it seems like you're having to ink all these individual pieces. So I just kind of liked doing it all at one time here. So you'll just kind of go around all your edges, just like I have. And if you want, you can get the little tiny white areas that are there. Like when I cut with my digital cutter, some white areas are seen, and you can just cut those with your craft knife. They're not a big deal because you're going to be covering all your edges pretty much up with glitter anyway. So that's just not really all that big of a deal. I do use a Black Cat Cougar to cut out my pieces, and I use the Make the Cut program in the print and cut feature. And if you don't know how to use a digital collage sheet with your Make the Cut program, or you don't know about the Make the Cut program, I will do a tutorial on that so you can see how easy it is to just upload your collage sheet to your Make the Cut program and then have it create your cut lines for you. All right, so go ahead and ink the rest of your pieces, and I will be back after I do that in just a moment. Okay, I have glued my front and back pieces of the background together. I have inked my edges. I have also done my edges here on this piece, my focal angel image as well. I have glued my joy and peace pieces together, front and back. And I have inked them, although I forgot to ink the back of this. So let me do that real quick. Can't believe I forgot, but you know, that happens. And then the next thing we're going to do is you're going to want to get like a crocodile or a paper punch because I'm going to do some hole punching. So we're going to, I have these little rounded areas here that I added to the wordings, my little text boxes, and I'm just going to use the 1/8 hole punch, which I just need to reset this here. So I'm on my 1/8 inch. And of course, it's like, unless I have it flat. Okay. And I'm just going to center my punch in my circle area and then punch it. And I like to kind of twirl my piece to make sure that everything comes out, meaning the paper becomes unattached. So there's the word. You're also going to punch a hole in the top here and one in the bottom. So we're just going to do the same thing. At the top and as well at the bottom. And I do have a handheld crocodile somewhere, just not sure where it is at the moment, but that one might be easier to handle. All right, and next you want to grab your angel piece, and we are going to go ahead and glue her on. And remember, you want to make sure that you have the right focal image for the right side of your background. I'm going to get this a little bit more ink there in that corner. And I'm going to get my designer dries clear glue. And I'm just going to add some glue, maybe. Of course, I kind of sat for a while in between turning my video on and off. So you should use, there's a little tip that comes with your applicator, a pen. And so if you stick the pen in, then your everything will stay nice and easy flowing. And I, of course, have lost all my pins to all my tips. So I just use the stem from a flower wire, and that works for me. But you just need to make sure you use it. So, all right, you're going to add your glue. You want to make sure you get it on all your edges. Oops, got kind of a big dollop there. But just kind of all over. Oops. There we go. And you're going to glue your angel down to your base piece. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want her. All right. And that looks good. And I am going to be sharing these ornaments. Actually, I am in the Gecko Gals paper crafting group. I'm also on the Gecko Gals design team, but we are doing a Christmas swap. And so this is going to be the ornaments I am making for the girls that are in the Christmas ornament swap. So, hi girls, it's Heather here, and I'm working on your ornaments. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue down the rest of my pieces, and I will be right back. And I'm going to punch holes and everything. So why don't you go ahead and do that, and you can pause the video and then join me when we're ready for the next step. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and add some glue to the wings of the angel. And I am just going to do that here. And I'm just kind of following the outline. And if you want, you can go right on the outline if you want. It's totally your preference of what you want to do. Okay. And now I am going to apply my number 287 Arbor Glitter, which is all pretty and sparkly. Now I just give my little pieces a little thump there with my finger. Tap, tap, works good, just to get off the excess. And I am just using a piece of cardstock here that I had folded in half. And this is, I just pretty much fold my piece in half, tap both my sides, and then pour it in to my container. And then you'll see there's usually some excess, so if you give it another couple taps, or even give it a tap on the ground or your tabletop, you can usually get most of your glitter out. Okay, we're going to go ahead now and we'll do the outline of her. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and do the little gold dots here at the top on her halo. So I'm just doing some random dots kind of in a row. There we go. And actually, I am going to, that last little dot, I don't really need that one. So I'm going to just kind of get rid of that glue by removing it with this skewer here. And then kind of give it a good, get rid of it there. Okay, and I'm going to try to avoid putting glitter like on that spot, because either way it'll kind of stick to it. All right, I have my rose gold number 160. Very pretty. You want to be careful to not touch your piece that you just added the glitter to, or the glue to, because you'll mush it. You don't want to mush your piece. All right, so I've added my glitter. I'm going to give it a tap. So now I have the gold glitter on the halo. I'm going to clean this up here real quick. And next I am going to go ahead and do her star at the top of her crown of flowers here. And I'm just going to actually fill the whole little star in with glue. So maybe I will. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to add Lion's Mane glitter, which is number 196. And through the end of November, there is a promo code, which I believe it's a capital T, I'm not sure if it's TB or TM, and then the number's 20 for Tombow 20. And you can get 20% off a $25 purchase or more at Art Glitter. I will leave the promo code in the description so you can use that. So there we go. Cute. Lion's Mane glitter on her little star. Okay, and next I am going to do some glue on the collar, which is just a little tiny white collar here. And I did her whole collar the last time, so I'm just going to do that again this time. And you're going to be putting a little bow on it anyway, so you're really not going to see much of it. So it doesn't matter. And I am going to use some glitter that Fauna, number 208. I love this color. As you can tell, like, I've got quite a bit missing from my jar, and it takes you a while to have your glitter run out. So it's like microfine, this glitter. It's just beautiful. Okay, so we've got our Fauna. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add the Just Peachy color to her dress. So, and you'll notice that some of my angels in the collage sheet have got pink wings with the blue dress, the aqua blue dress, and then the opposite, you know, pink and blue wings. So see how they're kind of the opposite? So they'll be slightly different. So I'm just going to go ahead and outline here as soon as I get my tip working again. So that's why it's important to keep your little pins in there. You won't have the problems I have. I'm kind of what you call a lazy scrapper and a messy one. Okay, and get my Just Peachy glitter, which is number 162. It's one of my favorite colors as well. I have a lot of favorite colors, but these are pretty much my, like, if you could only get so many containers of glitter, I would definitely get Fauna for anything kind of vintage, Lion's Mane, Just Peachy for a really pretty corally pink color. It's soft and vintagey. The rose gold too, and of course, like either Arbor or Martha's Yard. And as far as the green goes, Ensalada, which is number 295. And they're kind of all like a mix of pinks and greens, and so they look beautiful. All right, so we're going to let these pieces dry. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest, and I'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to start working on our beading of our wire pieces. So if you want to pause the video here and do your glittering, now is a good time. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I am back, and I decided to go ahead and add some glue to my text boxes here. So I added some glue to the peace and the joy, and then I just added the a new color, oops, number 261, which is called Storm, and this is what it looks like. So it's a really pretty mix of like silver, black, and brown. It's a really pretty color. So vintagey looking, I think. Okay, I have my craft wire and I went ahead and put my beads on. So let me show you how I did that real quick here. You're just going to take your piece of wire and cross it over like this, leaving a loop at the top. And then you're just going to simply turn it a few times, and then you can actually turn your loop if you prefer, so that you make a really tiny little weave there. So it's just a nice little twist. Then you'll take your edges, your two edge pieces, and you'll just simply get your beads. And I'm just going to do the seed beads first. So I'm doing 2 seed beads so that they will cover up your twisty part. So 2 seed beads, a pearl, and then 2 more seed beads. All right, so you get the idea of that. And then all you have to do is kind of press down on the center here of the top and curve it in, and you have a little heart shape. So that's how that works. Okay, I wanted to show you the button too. This is my button, and I wanted you to like pay attention. I'm going to be doing I'm just going to tie a bow, and so this is the way it needs to be. Have your baker's twine go in it so that it can tie a bow and be crisscrossed. And my baker's twine was inked with Ranger's Vintage Photo, which I have done that in my other videos. So if you don't know how to do that, I can show you in just a minute. But if you watch my other videos, you're already going to know how. So you're just going to tie a bow, and then you just adjust it by pulling on the little pieces here, your ends of your baker's twine. And I just like my bow to be slightly bigger than the button itself. And then I usually give it another little tug just to make sure it's tight. And I like go in and adjust it. There we go, that looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to use my scissors here to trim. That's kind of a lot of excess, but there we go. Cute little button, which will go right on top of our sentiment boxes like that. And I'm just going to show you really quick like how I ink my ribbons and everything. I use my stamp pad, the distress ink pad, and my applicator. And I'm just going to put my ribbon down, put a little ink on my applicator, and I just kind of run it through like this. And then I turn it over, and I do the same thing to the other side. And then you have your piece inked on the front and the back. And to do her little bow, all I did was simply tie a knot in her piece. So let me show you that really quick. And actually I just need to ink the edge of this ribbon here because I didn't quite get it all the way to the edge. I'm just doing that off camera because it's easier. All right, so I'm just going to take my ribbon and tie a knot and just kind of make it so I don't waste too much. There we go. Simple, easy peasy. And then I'm just going to snip the end a little longer than I need it to be, just so I can I kind of fold my ends in half like this, back over each other. And then I snip so I kind of have like the same length on both sides. There we go. And that one just, for some reason, wanted to, it doesn't want to cooperate. Oh my goodness. Craziness. All right, so you'll have your little bow. So it's just easy peasy little bow here. And all you're going to do with that is use your Designer Dries Clear Glue. And I will go ahead and just put a dot of glue here on the collar of her dress. And then I'm going to take my bow and I'm just going to set it right on there and hold it in place for a little while, and then it will dry there. So, and then I can trim it when it's done. Otherwise, I mean, you can trim it now if you like, but sometimes I like to wait till after I have it on my piece. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry to the side here. And then let's cover up my ink. Show you how I do the wire on the bottom pieces here. So I have our text box, and all I've done is strung the wire through, and then I have done the same thing that I did where I twisted, and you'll just add the beads the same way I did before. So I'm going to go ahead and add a seed bead here. And on my ornaments, I did, let's see, on this one, I have one seed bead, a pearl, and then another seed bead. So that's how you do that. So just so you can see, I have my piece. I'm just going to put my piece of wire through here, and then I'm going to bend it in half, kind of smush it so it's at the top here. And I'm going to hold it in place with one hand and then just twist with my other hand, and I'm going to try to keep my twist tiny so that the beads will be able to, the wire will still fit through the hole. So usually the seed beads aren't a problem, but the pearls may be a problem. All right, and then you'll go ahead and you'll put your seed bead and your pearl and your seed bead. Okay, so let's take a moment for you to go ahead and do your buttons and your wires, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I have gone ahead and added my pearls and seed beads to my piece text box, and now I'm just going to kind of pull my two pieces of wire, well, my one piece apart, and then I am going to come to my piece and stick this in the back, and then you'll want to set it flat on your surface so that you can get your wire to cooperate with you. And so I'm doing that so that it's flat, and then I had the one wire that comes through the back, and then I'm going to take the same wire and bend it toward the front. So hopefully you could see that. I'll move it up a little bit so you can maybe see that the one wire is that came in is then bent down toward the front, or toward the other piece. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to twist my two pieces like I have done before, like once or twice, to hold it in place. Okay. And then I'm going to use this these wind skewers that I get from like Meyer or Kroger or whatever. They're like shish kebab skewers. And I just take those and around the end of my wire, and I just kind of wrap it around to make curly cues. There we go. And just do the same thing with both sides. And slide it off. So then you have this cute little curly cue coming on, and you can just then bend them down back over your beads piece. All right, and now I am going to attach the top wire. So I have my other piece here ready, and it's pretty much just the same thing. You're going to come through the back to the front, and then bring your one wire that came through to the back up toward the top and around your wire there. And then I usually have them both together and give them a little twist. And then you do the same thing to curl them. And you can trim these, make them as long as you want. I think I might trim them, otherwise they're going to be really long curly cues, which I mean actually is quite pretty, but I'm just going to go ahead and trim it. And then just kind of wrap my wire around the stick here and do the same thing, just starting at the edge of the wire and twirling. And so you have this cute little piece here. Okay, with your, and if you want, if they're too tight, you just kind of pull on the edges. If I can grab one, there we go. And you can pull them out, or you can squish them together. And so then you have your cute little curly cue top. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take the button that we made with the little baker's twine in there, which I got from Really Reasonable Ribbon. You're going to go ahead and add some glue you know, around the whole area here. And then you're just going to stick your button on like that. And you may need to hold it for a little while so that it will stay in place. And you'll let that dry. And I think we're pretty much almost done now. So let me grab my flowers and my, let's see, leaves. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim my leaves. So that's pretty easy. And then, so I'll do 2 leaves. And you'll want to get your mulberry flower as well. And I'm using the 15 millimeter. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here and here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my leaves in place. So there's one. And here's my other. All right, and when you get the leaves, you'll notice that one side is kind of flat and the other side is poofy. And so you want the poofy side up. And you'll be able to tell more what I'm talking about whenever you are actually putting your piece together. You're going to find your rose, which of course I have no idea where to put mine. And then I just pop the ends off, and sometimes it's a little harder to do than other times, but if you just pull, you can pull it out. And I'm going to put a dollop of glue here. And then I'm just going to add my rose and hold it in place while it dries. And of course, if your glue went through onto through the hole, you'll want to not leave it on the surface, which mine didn't do though. So because it'll dry to your surface. But there we go. You have a pretty ornament, and it looks really pretty on the front. And then you could just add on the back the other angel if you wanted to, or you can just leave it as it is, like I was saying, and you could write a nice little message on the back to the person you're giving it to. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and if you have any questions, you can send me an email at heatherahudson at gmail.com, or you can contact me through my blog. Either way, heatherahudson.blogspot.com, or you can send me a message through YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and I will see you next time. Bye.